to be about 20 people in there. 20. I guess they're all workers. There's all kinds of utility trucks here. People just walk. They're not even looking. There were just so many people because they're remodeling this place. And I thought they were like handlers or something because they was like looking at me and stuff like that. The guy is still looking, I don't know. It seemed like they all had beers and stuff. I guess they're workers. I don't know, who got this job, But it's like surprising because I usually go in there it's like three people in the morning, 3 or 4. But right now there was just like a whole army full of people, and we got the cop out here. He's out. It's a girl cop ticketing a car there. So anyway, kind of wakes you up a little bit. As I was trying to explain, it's kind of like nerve-wracking a little bit here, but we're trying to get get it off me a little bit here, we were on video number 2, we were talking about, focusing in on little targets, little things, like small things, that, help you, with your day and stuff like that, keep you tuned. Of course, we still gotta, talk a little bit about issues, some, especially when it comes to heart matters, because, on the opener I did mention, when I haven't seen him in a while, and it was great, he added me back and everything, and, I got a couple other people, and, the one thing when I was saying Johnny, in the schoolyard and everything, it was it's our friend Sunset Lights, so I don't want anyone to think I'm on here offending and stuff like that, or putting a joke on anyone, that's not, we grew up, it was great, you matched each other with jokes. It inspired you, it helped you. Us growing up Italians, it meant, that you cared, that you loved, you cared for him. You wanted to see him do good, they don't forget you. There's one thing about Italians, and that's why, because, yesterday, I was, pondering, because, sitting there, you're watching the same stuff every day, because I already know what the news cycle is going to be. So I'm saying to myself, why bore people? They're probably looking to escape it, or they know the situation, just like me. They know where it's headed. Ultimately, we know, it's all about power and all that kind of stuff. And, I'm not gonna, I don't want to say anything, offensive or anything like that, or to me, it almost seems like, that they're manipulative to me because of the optics. You have this guy, the sit down yesterday was very productive, on a lot of fronts. He's not heartless, Trump grew up being a Democrat, his whole business, enterprise there, all his dealings, he dealt with them all. He knows the system in and out. He knows the issues. He cares. He has a kid of his own. Raised a lot of kids. Currently he has Brandon and everything. Sure, make fun of him. Make fun. I don't care. Anybody can make fun. But as long as we don't forget, what it is that we're doing here. What it is. We want to make things better. He's saying how the stuff that Brandon watches. And yesterday I did mention some things. I'm all these, these teasers, all these, advertisements for the movies coming up, and, the things that, who's to say? Some children, it doesn't affect them. They can watch violence and all that kind of stuff. What we did as a kids, it was cartoon violence, and, it was Hollywood, but we didn't act out like this. It was unheard of, incidents as, in the last 15 years or so. At least 17, going back to, whatever Columbine was, I think 1999, what, April 20th, I believe. So quickly, yeah, we're about at 1918. I don't know, coming on 20, maybe this is 19, you know. But whatever, it is 2018. It is March the 1st. Welcome into our new season, and I'm your host, the most on toast.
Stations one by one, woman and his best friend.
So anyway, I know you're sensitive. I mean, I know, like, you know, it is where you are in life, you know, where you're falling on the issues. It is, you know, the things that matter to you, and it's just complicated. It's very much complicated. And it is sort of like that thing, like, you know, I know, I don't know as a snake, I know it as like, there was this fable. Somebody was offering someone a ride. It was some creature, like, in the river or something, and he offered, you know, someone like a ride. He's like, I'll ride you over the river, and you know, I don't know what it could have been. Could have been a snake. I don't know, but it was something. I can't quite think of it, but it is that kind of thing. It's like, come with us, like everything, you know. Like this morning, like, you know, I mean, this debate, like when Angelo Rye and another person try to have a civilized discussion, but they just know they're targeted. They know they're targeted. They know the things, like, to go after, like, because people don't really have that much time. So I thought about this, you know. Our cousin was here from California, and I seen the cousins, you know, a little bit, and I asked some things. I was like, well, what do you know? I mean, they gave me their opinion on Trump. You know, he's totally unorthodox. You know, he just doesn't know when to shut up. Tweets, you know, he says all this. So I mean, when people are busy and that's all they hear, like, you know, you turn on like the news, like tonight, like, you know, you just see like white lies. You know, Hicks. And, you know, Colbert. We got Omarosa on. We got Omarosa. Hey, let me tell you a story here. You know, but the bottom line is, anything that has always been banned or seemed as taboo, people want for some reason. I mean, that has never gone away. Like, you know, even when it comes to anything, it comes to like a movie, a record, you know, and guns. It could be that, like, you know, the 18-year-olds that have been doing it by the law and everything. I mean, you imagine how they feel, you know. It's like, you know, we have to, like, you know, lose. What is the difference between an 18-year-old and a 30-year-old, basically? You know, so it's okay for a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old, you know, to go in and buy, you know, one of these weapons. Again, you know, if you're a liberal or a Democrat, you know, or, you know, all depends, you know, independent, Republican, you could be saying, you know, if you feel as though they should, you know, no one should have access, I agree with you in a sense, like, you know. But I also, you know, side on the side of, like, well, what's next? Like, you know, what's next? I mean, it's not like, I mean, you got to find out who's doing it. Like, you know, why? I mean, yes, you again, on the opener, I said there's just so many of them out there. You can stop selling them right now, but you got to look at the situation right now. You got to be a realist. All right, so it's gone. So it's in effect, and then you got your background checks and all that kind of stuff. And I did say, you know, about a bank robber. Like, you know, he's leaving the house and everything. He grabs the keys, puts on the, you know, the radio. Having fun.